Alright, hey everybody, it's Jeremy. I'm back doing a video on goals. Goals, when following in almost every aspect of your life, and I've learned this with both hands-on when I lost my own weight and then learning it from the other side, the clinical goals, and when I learned studying nutrition. Goals have to be smart, specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. Another key word for relevant that I will also interchange here is realistic. But every one of us has had a goal at some point in our lives, whether it be to get a certain job, go to a certain college, to have a certain career, get a promotion, whatever it is. When it comes to health, these are the 5 major characteristics that are required for successful achievement of that goal. In the descriptions, you'll find certain themes to be repeated. The acronym is very easy to remember. Like I just said, it's SMART. Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. Specific. I want to lose weight. Not realistic. By that definition, you could lose 3 pounds and have reached your goal. You could have lost a gram and have reached your goal. In most cases, whether it's a gram or 3 pounds, well, technically having reached the goal by your own definition is not realistic, and it's not relevant. Nor is having any random goal one that can be measured enough to be relevant. Having a specific goal is one that provides direction, helps define a plan of action, can help lead to you to define a length of time and have it be doable, actionable. Measurable. I want to be able to run. Well, how far? A marathon, a mile. You can run to the refrigerator. Any worthwhile goal has to be realistic. How do you know you've reached your goal? Progress must also be measured to see if you are regressing or progressing is important. If you want to run a marathon, you have to see where you stand. Let's start with a marathon. 26.2 miles. Well, first of all, you know, and you could divide your runs up. Okay, here's 1 mile. Here's 1.2 miles, 1.6 miles. Measurable. The only way you know if you've reached your goal is if you have a target. This comes along with weight. It's called the scale. You have to have a realistic, measurable, actionable goal of you want to lose 20 pounds. You weigh 200 pounds, you want to lose 20 pounds. Perfect. Attainable. I want to lose 100 pounds. In how long? In a month? Not going to happen. That's going to come with a realistic or relevant. In 8 months? Okay, doable. How much do you weigh currently? I weigh myself around 170, 75 pounds. If I were to lose 100 pounds at 5'10", to weigh 75 pounds, it's not going to happen. My body would not let it happen. So how much do you weigh currently? A goal like this would only be attainable on a very heavy person. If I were 5'10", I'm 5'10", about 170, 175. If I were 5'10", and 300 pounds, 100 pounds would be attainable. Attainable equals, it can be attributed to reality. The goal can only be attainable if realistic. If it can be done. Like I said, here's another example. I'm 41, I'm injured, 175 pounds, not the least bit of athletic ability. Would not be a realistic goal if I were to try out for the NFL. This would be more suited for someone of proper size, proper skill, enough practice, somebody who started as a kid, maybe in middle school, going into high school. To make the goal worth the time and effort is the essence of attainability. We're going to lead into realistic. It can be interchanged. The R is relevant or realistic. For me, we'll just use the example of what I just said about playing football. Would not be realistic or relevant, nor could I contribute at my age on an injury to play for the Giants. I think I'm wearing a Giants hat. Not relevant. Not going to help the team. It's going to be answer is going to be no. It's not relevant or realistic. Another example, relevant. I want to get diabetes. Now you can ask yourself, is that a realistic goal? And the answer is absolutely. Anybody in their right mind is going to say, or in their wrong mind is going to say absolutely not. A question to ask, possibly the question to ask when determining a goal, is how it will add to your life. How would it add to a situation? Or to any situation. So, sitting on an injury, for me to sit here and say I want to gain weight and get diabetes would not add to a situation. It would put more of a burden on the people around me, on my family. A proper goal, a relevant, for example, goal for a track runner. Take time off your sprints. You want to run in 3 minutes, make it 2 minutes and 52 seconds is a relevant goal. For me to say who's not athletically inclined, I want to be able to run sprints. Why? That's the question. Wouldn't be relevant to my situation. Time bound. I want to lose 50 pounds. Over how long? A month? Not happening. Not going to happen. I want to lose it in 6 years? Well, that's doable, but not necessarily time bound, restricted by a certain amount of time. A proper goal would have to be reasonable, be within a reasonable and actionable time limit. Keyword here going back to realistic. To ask a professional is a start. 50 pounds can be done for many people in 6 to 8 months, depending on where you start from. This aspect of goal setting also takes into account you, your habits, your personality, your preferences, as does relevant. A qualified health coach, nutritionist, personal trainer, insert name here, is there to provide you with these goals, along with the necessary qualities of MASK, I've done in previous videos. Motivation, accountability, structure, and knowledge. Someone who can guide you to it, kick you in the butt. You really have to answer to yourself. It's to help you, accountability is to help you answer to yourself. Here's what's really going on. In a reasonable way, and one that will benefit you. Have any questions? Feel free to ask, and have a good day.